Fam, this is James. Coming back to you. It's a Wednesday. Um, Took a day off and decided not to come here the other day because honestly, I grabbed some wine and enjoyed myself um, and had a very interesting meditation session, etc. Um, so, you know, I just wanted to kind of talk about discernment and what's real and what's not real, and trying to figure out, for our own personal safety, for our souls, and our minds and our bodies, what is truth, and and how to discern from the constant lies that we're being bombarded with. Any second of the day, you can go ahead and review for your own sake, the truth of the lies that are constantly being told. There's one of them right there. The lies that are being told um, to all of us on a consistent basis by negative entities. It could be, the Zika virus. It could be the education. It could be politics. It could be what they put in our skies, what they put in our food, what they do to us psychologically. It could be about the laws that are being broken every second of the day. It could be about police officers. It could be about your genealogy. The reality is that there is no subject that has not been touched or broached. Every single aspect of your reality has been manipulated in some way, shape, or form. Every aspect of it. One of the major things that I've been dealing with lately is sovereignty. When beings that have no right to this land, they have no right to your lineage, have no right to who you are as a person, your people, this planet, this plane of existence, when they have decided just to come and set up shop and take over, and then while they're taking over, replace the population with clones and robots, it's really past the point of no return. Once they have gone to that point where they have decided to violate every law of nature imaginable, including your personal space and boundaries, in every possible way. Once they have entered that space and then decide to start replacing people and killing them because they don't do what they say and aren't a part of this psychotic agenda, you really have to protect yourself and realize the truth that there is no salvation in anything that they do. Not one aspect, not one iota, not one possible thing that's good that can come of it. And for me, the discernment is especially because if you meditate, you open yourself up to all sorts of negative beings, all sorts of negative entities that know this already. They are already aware and are fully understanding and compliant with the idea that they've made clones, that they've made robots, that they've infected our society, that they've infected your bodies. I mean, like, that there's no turning back. They know this. So when you're trying to meditate and you open yourself up to certain entities, you can get yourself in trouble. Personally, my form of trouble came not from meditation, but from actually, a part of it I opened up the door, and unfortunately, these negative entities and their clones and the jinn children decided to step through my door without my permission. Since they've been doing this for quite some time, they've lost all empathy, all reality when it comes to respecting anyone's true space and their sovereignty as a human being on this planet. So they came through my door and chipped me, infected me, injected me in my body without my permission, with chips and parasites, without my permission at all.
Leave all that shit there. What are you doing? That's not your shit. Take that back. That's my shit, fool. What are you doing? What are you doing back there? Put all my shit back.
Looks like some people got caught stealing.
Hello, can you hear me? Put it back. You hear me? Give me my shit, fool. What the fuck is your problem? Give me my stuff. Give me that horn and give me this, and don't go ever back there again. You hear me? Get the fuck out of here. Fuck you up. Nah, don't say sorry. Get the fuck out of here. Fucking hoe. Fucking dumb bitch. Fucking problem. Idiot. Nah, that's mine, fool. What the fuck? You still gonna... I don't give a fuck. It's mine, motherfucker.
So, this is a possibility that this might be manufactured, by the way. These entities tend to create all sorts of chaos around you. The reality is that, they might be fighting, but they're all on the same side. And so it doesn't really matter. That's the confusing part, especially when it comes into like the media and like when you see war. This is a good example. For example, Russia and the United States and China, they're all like constantly fighting with each other. They can't seem to get along in any possible way. The reason why is because they all are in on the same game. They realize that in order to maintain control and powers through war and terror, and once they create a war with a country, it allows them, just like forcing people to take vaccines, it's like forcing the population there to take a war vaccine where they enter your territory, they start infecting everything with the lies and deceit and destruction and death. And they have several goals. A lot of it is distraction, and it comes in many different forms. A lot of it is thievery. They're probably going to go steal the resources. And resources come in many different forms. Not just land, not just money, not just minerals, but human, the human element as well. And that includes souls, that includes spiritual energy, that includes your connection and your understanding. And from what I've gathered, they like to copy. They like to copy and steal and act like they've done some shit when they haven't done nothing. And imitate. And so, so when you're distracted, and they do this all across the board, and they're all in communication, like a super hive of bees. They're all wiggling and dancing and telling one bee and the other bee, oh, this is where the best honey is, this is where the best flowers are for gathering, best food source, etc., etc. And they're all talking and communicating with each other, but this super beast is worldwide, and all their agents are connected. And a lot of them are dead. They have no life, no connection to the universal, and so inside of them is death. So you're really dealing with something that's very, very dangerous. And once they get an order from, their controllers, their masters, their parents, whoever, or their negative entities enter them. Some people call them demons. It's a whole list. It's electronic as well. Once they're activated, then who knows what the fuck they're going to be doing, and it cannot be trusted. And so you're going to have to use discernment. For me, they love to use mind control. They love this whole theme that I'm supposed to be helping them in some way, regardless of the reality that they're dead inside, and irregardless of the reality that the only thing that they're trying to do is figure out how to manufacture a soul so that they can come back into this plane and really rule completely. Okay? This is the goal, to turn us into by slaves, and get rid of humanity. Okay? Basically turn their faces away from the greatest one. Now, there is no salvation for that. They are the wicked. How you gonna? The original sin is making these negative bioagent people. Okay? Thinking that they are able to create perfection outside of the laws of nature. All I can see is death. And since they are connected to me, I'm under mind control, and they have parasites in me, they can read your thoughts. And so my major issue is that if you don't like what I got to say in my own thoughts, then you can fucking leave. And I wish you would, personally. But this is not an option for them. Because for people who are enlightened and know, they want to be able to control you. They want to take over your body. They want you in every possible way. I don't know if it's to suck out your organs, suck out your energy, to take your soul, whatever the case may be. The point is that you are on their radar and they want you, and so you're going to have to use discernment. And the time is ticking short, as I'm noticing, because their activities are increasing and increasing. People are starting to wake up. You know, if you've ever heard of the 100th monkey, or 1,000 monkey thing, I forgot what it's called, but basically, it's the idea that we are living in kind of like a grid, a psychic grid, and one person can discover something that illuminates nature, and then nature has a way of communicating that to other aspects of reality. I don't know if it's done in their astral plane. I don't know if it's done or if it's done on all planes. But the reality is that once something enlightening is discovered, it gets communicated through thousands of miles. And so when those of you and us are praying and communicating spiritually, we are all benefiting from it in some way. And they don't like this. They don't want it. And for some reason, they have tried to make the argument that they have the right to stop you. Let me tell you, right off the bat, right now, they don't have the right to stop you. They don't have the right to police you. They don't have the right to enact fake laws and fake realities into you. That's only you giving away your power. And for someone like me, who is fighting them tooth and nail every single day, you really have to dig in deep, because that's when they start doing the infection, like, you know, putting parasites in you and doing some nasty things. And so you just have to pray and be strong in it, be strong in the spirit, knowing that you're going to have to be a warrior, and fight through, the chaos, because you're helping out others. And, maybe that's your spiritual path. That's something that you wanted to do. I know I always said that I want to help people. And that means going face to face against the enemy, but don't back down. Don't be afraid. And, because once you're in, on the path of the greatest one, of the creator, you ain't got nothing to worry about. You might take some bumps, some bruises, some annoyances, some talking, blah, blah, blah. But in the end, you don't answer to them. These negative entities, you don't answer to them. They are not your friends, and they are not here to help. Only one you got to confide in and worry about is the greatest one. Okay? The universal prime creator. And all I have to say is use discernment, learn from your mistakes, and watch out, because we coming. Amen.